Alright, so, I'm late because I was playing Arc Raiders. Sue me. It's weird. I skipped last week, probably the first weekend I haven't streamed in a long time, and now I feel like it's been forever and my brain is rusted or something. So, some of the audio settings were a bit changed from the stream, from the SudokuCon live stream last weekend, which I hope you guys are checking out and or have had a chance to check the VODs. If there's anything wrong with music, or if it's too loud or too quiet or whatever, feel free to let me know. I feel like it's too loud, but I always feel like it's too loud. Let's see if I can, if I do this. Is that better? Maybe it's too quiet now. But you're not here for the music, are you? Maybe it's too quiet now. I'll leave it like this, and if somebody tells me otherwise, I'll change it. Alright, so, I'm on the Restream chat, yep. Today, I'm gonna look into Umami Analytics, because, as you guys know, I've had a partial sponsorship from Clemson University for plausible analytics, but it's really expensive, and I've been wanting to move it to a... Thanks, man! I've been wanting to move to a self-hosted option, and it turns out I'm not able to import my data from Plausible into the self-hosted option, which means I'm kind of starting over, which sucks. But if I'm gonna start over, then I might as well pick the right tool for the job. And from what I've read is Umami has a worse UI experience, which isn't the primary aspect that I need, but might be better at letting me collect customized data. And I'm very interested in doing that. You know, in previous game studios I've worked at, we did a lot of event collecting, and I'd love to have events for all sorts of things like, oh, which settings are enabled or disabled, things like that. And I had to cut my event collection down a lot in Plausible because it's so expensive. And right now, Plausible costs about double per month what the server itself costs, which doesn't sound right to me. So I'm going to check out Umami, and I've already gotten started. I cloned the Git, so I've kind of done the first line of installation. And now it wants me to set up a database. So I'm gonna load, create a .env file. Okay. So we're just gonna save this as a .env file in the Umami repo. So this is gonna be .env. Let's see if it's gonna be staying .env. All right. And it wants this. And it wants a Postgre database, which I don't think I currently have running. So I'm gonna just go quickly WS Postgre. I don't know if it's better if I run it under WSL or if I run it straight under Windows. But since I'd like to run it under WSL, because ultimately this all has to run on my Linux servers on AWS. So if I can run it in the same sort of environment, that would be great. If not, it's not a huge thing. Yep, definitely go the Docker way, easy enough to set up, and when you don't need it, just stop the container. Thing is, I'm not really running Docker. Check if I'm on WSL1 or WSL2. That I never remember how to do this. I think this is probably under Windows though. Okay, I'll need a Windows terminal then. So I am running under WSL1. Alright, so let's just get Postgre for Windows for now. I mean, it should just be a web address, right? So it shouldn't be a huge difference. I haven't installed Postgres. So I used to run Postgres databases under MySQL back in the day, MariaDB and all that sort of thing. Let's just do that. Certified by EB for also this installer is hosted by EB, not a Postgres user. You have issues with the website it's hosted on. Please can't blah blah blah. All right. Yep. I'm completely out of the loop. Which version I should be getting? So I'll just get the highest version. And I'm guessing it's just a standard Windows installer. Okay. Can I just run that? Is it really that easy? It's been so long. been so long. Oh god, I hope I don't need to reboot or something like that. Is there anything else about Postgre under WSL1? Postgre Alpine has pretty much everything you need. Dev work, it spins up in 20 seconds. You can pretty easily expose it to the local host as well as you aren't running your apps in a Docker network. Okay, I don't know what they mean by Postgre Alpine. And is it Postgres or Postgre? I always want to say Postgre. I think I should be able to just put all of that in there. All right. I mean, this is just local, so let's take some notes. That's the default port, okay. Default locale should be fine, I hope. All right. Username, my password. Okay, so I'll probably have to set up a user. I'll set something up that I can expose on the stream. It'll make my life a little bit easier. All right, that's gonna take a bit longer than I thought. I'm thinking I might have skipped the using Docker was build your own Docker container using Docker compose. Thing is, I had Docker running, but I think I need to go into WSL2. And I'm not sure if that's a completely separate install. I thought I was in WSL1 here, 2 here, but apparently I'm not. I also don't know if they ever fixed the file performance issues in WSL2. Anyway, I don't, here it says build the application. I'd like to run the build while Postgres is installing, but I don't know if I need this running first. Build the application. First time you build is run. It will create all the required database tables and database will also create. Okay, so the build will actually build the database table. So we gotta do this first, right? So let's set this up. So this is gonna be something like Sudoku pad, and then I'm just gonna say test pass, something like that. Oh my god, how long is this gonna take? Let's see what else we're gonna set up here to run with PM2. Do we have PM2? It should be installed. Okay, PM2-V. Do we want to update it? 5.3.1 PM2. What is the current version? What is the current version? I guess I'll go to GitHub and releases. 3. Do we not have releases? 6.0. What? No, 5.3. Okay, so we kind of want to update this. Can we do that with this? Command global not found. PNP2 global add PM2. Can I just do -G? Okay, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be running npm or whatever. npm update PM2. Okay, so maybe I'll just do this. I don't think I have any PM2 configurations locally. PG admin to let you create the Debian user in a GUI, but not used it personally. PG admin. Yeah. I think it's part of the install though. PG admin. I don't know if I need to download it separately, but I might as well download it in the meantime. I used to run all my SQL, like I used to set up all my SQL databases with you know, text files and SQL queries, and I didn't really use the GUIs much. But I'm also probably rusty. Right. I mean, this is just a testing installation. Probably on the server, I'll run it through Docker. Although I'm not familiar with Docker, so maybe that's not a great idea either. Is this updating PM2? No. New patch version of npm available. Where's the... Did I not just run this command here? I'm gonna try to make it a little bit bigger. Ooh. PM2-V. This is not the latest version. PM2. That doesn't seem to be the right way to do this. PM2 update. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to be running. This PM2 shouldn't be running right now. I'm not using it, but it might just be running idly. No. PM2 update. Remember PM2. PM2 start up. PM2 update. No, that's not doing it either. How do I update PM2? If I do this, to unset up the startup script. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just want to update the, just download the new version, overwrite the old version. Bada bing, bada boom. Can we do that? npm is not updating version of package. I'm getting sidetracked. I am getting sidetracked. Creativity, but not use scissors. First install is what I meant. Yeah, let's see if that's set up. Okay, start launch stack builder at exit. Download and install additional tools drivers application to command your post. No. No, that's fine. Alright, so I'm guessing I'll probably have it as a service here somewhere if it's a Windows installation. Okay, so if I search for pgadmin, yeah, so it was already installed as part of the installation. I mean, we don't care about the version of PM2, hopefully. It's just annoying when it doesn't do the thing it's meant to do. Okay, so I probably at the very least have to set up a user. Servers, there should be a server. Password user, okay. Okay. Okay, so login groups, databases. So for the installation of Umami, we want to be creating a database, MyDB. Especially you're on the phone for build application. So create. Does it say anything about setting up Postgre here? No. So I'm guessing we need to create a database. Database is 1. Create database. Database. Umami. Umami. Why not? No. Wait. Yeah. Let's create a user first. Create login group. Okay. Postgre, how to create a user. Create user. Probably pgadmin. Pgadmin, how to create a user. So we are where here? So we're looking at servers, databases, table spaces. Servers, new group role, login group role, create, login group role, no. How to create a user with pgadmin, new group role, pg check. Yeah, we don't want a new group role. So, do I need to create a group role and a... So that's a user. Can I not look at this? Object. Properties. Definition, memberships, parameter security, SQL. Does it not have properties? Can I not click on these things to look at them? Do I misunderstand how databases work? Have I forgotten everything? Ah, okay. All right. So can I not just create a login? So what did I want to call it? Sudoku pad. Sudoku pad. Analytics. Sudoku AN. SP Analytics. How about that? Spanalytics. I don't like that the word anal is in analytics. It's always bothered me. How to create a user with pgadmin. Connect to your Postgres server. Use pgadmin, right click, group role, select new group role. This seems to be a different version of whatever I have, and you would assume this would be the latest version. Why do the simple things always get so hard? First part of the page, group role is a user. It's just Postgres stuff. But the first part of that page, yeah. The thing is, none of this matches what I'm seeing here. This doesn't match any of this. I don't know if I have to put in a password here. Do I put a password in plain text? I mean, it probably doesn't matter, right? SP Analytics, and we said test pass as the password. Well, let's just try it. What's the worst that can happen? Don't say, don't say. You see, this looks different than this. Postgres is a user. Okay. How do I test this? Can I see the connection strings here? Object. Create to workspace. Database. Can I, under pgadmin, view connection string? You are from Postgres, blah, blah, blah. Because I still need to create another database, right? Gosh. Create username. I feel so dumb. I haven't touched SQL database in so long. Why am I on Atlassian here? Okay, so that explains why pgadmin, why the version here seems to be out of date. Right, no. Let's find pgadmin. Does pgadmin have its own web page? Okay, so this seems to be the pgadmin web page. So, latest docs. Okay, pgadmin 4. User management. Okay, so user roles, permissions. Where is this? Dashboard properties. God, it's so tiny. Dashboard. Oh, it's not getting any bigger. Why is it not getting any bigger? Okay. Dashboard. Properties. SQL. Statistics. Dependencies. Processes. User management. How do I get to the next item here? How do I get to user management? How do I get to that one? Users tab. I don't have it. Open. Nothing to open. User management doesn't exist. Use the users tab and when invoking pgadmin in desktop mode, a password is randomly generated and then ignored. If you install pgadmin in server mode, you will be prompted for an administrator email and password for the pgadmin client. When you authenticate with pgadmin, the server dishes the login role are made available in the tree control tab. So I'm not logged in the right way or something? I'm guessing I'm not in the right mode. But, excuse me, that is super obtuse. There's only one password that they asked me to put in during installation. That's the only password that as far as I know, exists. Configure, I don't know. Add new server. None. Okay, so PG admin user tab missing. Where's the users tab? The tab I'm supposed to click on doesn't exist. If the users tab is missing in here, which is where you typically manage user roles, several potential solutions exist. Ensure your connection to okay. Sometimes the admin interface layer can become corrupted, customized, hiding panels. Go file, reset layout. File, reset layout. Nope. Check browser cache and reload. It's not a browser. Reconnect to the server. Refresh. Configure. User. Nope. Well, what the hell? Reinstall. I'm not gonna reinstall. Jesus Christ. To access, connect to your Postgres server in PG admin. So, please enter the password for the user Postgres to connect to server. Can I not move this to another screen? All right. I put in the password that I put in during installation. I don't get user role management. How to reset PG admin to show hidden PG admin dashboard is gone. PG admin. Where is the user tab? Like, we're looking at the document. Let's get rid of that. We're looking at the user. When invoking PG admin in desktop mode, a password is randomly generated and then ignored. What does that even mean? Who is generating a password? When? Why? If you install PG admin in server mode, you will be prompted for an administrator email. It didn't ask me for either one. And why would the Postgres installation itself install it not in server mode or whatever the hell they're talking about? Well, I guess maybe we'll install it again. I thought I pressed this already earlier. I guess I didn't. All right, let's close this. I mean, that doesn't make any sense that it would install it in a way that I can't even create a user. User or login group in the list, but I need to create the user first, and I can't double click a user that doesn't exist. And I don't even know how to test it. Like, how do I connect as that user? You see what I mean? Like, it showed I created something, but... And you'd think, is there a Postgres client? Is there some sort of tool that I can use to connect to Postgres just to test if it's working? Postgres software? History development tools, applications, development tools. Or to Postgres client GUI. I mean, I could download a library for Node.js and like do it in code, but like there needs to be a tool that I can just click a button and say connect, use this connection string and see if that connection string works, right? How to test Postgres connection URL. PSQL. Okay, so there might be something called PSQL. Nope. PSQL. Nope. let me grab that, install that. Select database connection in bash. PG is ready. It's a utility for check. So more things I have to install. Let's put that here, just in case. PG is ready. It feels like if they have a tool with this name, then I am not the only one who has this problem and or question. Alright, so the database name should be MyDB, I guess, except I haven't created a database yet. Host name should be this. Port should be that. And user should be that. One plus client version package. So that doesn't work. So it doesn't actually test that. So it should work with just this. PSQL, quoted. I don't know if SSL mode require. I mean, I didn't set anything up. I don't have a certificate locally or anything like that, so no existing clusters used as a default target. Please see PG repo to specify one. PSQL error, no existing cluster is suitable. Well, this isn't going well so far. Reliance default port PSQL is in fact a link to PG wrapper, which doesn't work. Know which one should be the default. But I want to test if this works at all. So far, that's been a bit disastrous. Did I install this already? I think I installed it already. I mean, I'm installing it twice now. How to start it in whatever frickin' mode. What were the modes they were talking about? They said, where's the PG admin help? Nope. I'm gonna close some of these tabs. Nope. 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 So here it says in desktop mode how to switch PG admin from desktop mode. Whatever desktop mode means. What is desktop mode? Why does it have two modes? Seriously? A Python file? So now I have to figure out where this stupid thing is. Are you kidding me? So, we gotta go to Postgre 18 PG admin for runtime. So it wants us to go to program files, PG. Alright, so program files, PG admin 4. And then was it runtime or was it Python? For runtime. And then, okay, and then it's the executable file. So it wants us to, oh, Jesus. I'm already down the rabbit hole. This is always, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It always works out that way. Then I'm knee deep in editing Python source files for some reason to get into a mode that I've never selected in the first place. Config local. Like, these files don't exist. What the hell are you talking about? I I've downloaded Postgre. When I launch it, opens in a web browser. I want a desktop version. No, I am in a desktop mode is randomly generated. Prompted administrator email. If you install PG in server mode. So PG admin. I think that's just the UI. What the hell? So I don't think this doesn't make sense. User management. When invoking PG admin, user tab. Administrative user can use the users tab to manage blah, blah, blah. I'm supposed to be an administrative user, no? Dashboard. SQL statistics, dependencies, processes, preferences, dashboard tools. Oh my god. So I have a password. I'm assuming I'm a admin user. I've created this thing, which normally you would think if I double click it'll show me something, but no, double clicking does nothing. Password is empty here. In administrative user, can use the users tab too. I don't have a users tab. What version is this for? 9.10. I'm a 9.9. Okay. Why am I not on the latest version? Didn't I just download it and install it? There is no users tab. PG admin has no users tab. That's PHP my admin. Even after the efforts, user management does not show up in classic layout at all. Two-factor authentication, password, user management. Is that on this ... menu? Nothing to open. Right click, no. View. Edit tools. I don't see anything about user management. Server, add name, restore point, no. Object. I've reset the layout already. This doesn't seem to include anything. Preferences, dashboard, debugger, grasp miscellaneous, re-download, paths, user interfaces, layout, workspace, classic. Continue. Unsecure password. Nope, still no users. Error message, no message at all. Test and verify and snapshot, build, package. Okay, and item does not. Okay, now how do I manage users? So it just doesn't work. It's a bug in PG admin. So you cannot create users. Drop down menu. Click user management menu item. Click top right drop down menu. Be an admin. I don't know. I should be an admin because it's the only user that exists, but I don't know if I am. PG admin, how to find out if the current user is an admin. Like, is there something about this particular entry that tells me, like, these are ticked, right? So it's a super user, create roles, like, it feels like that should be everything with admin. So this should be an admin user, and that's the user I'm logged in as. All right, I'm gonna go to the next step of the Umami install and hope it doesn't just implode if something here doesn't work. But this is concerning because so far I have not been able to connect to the data. Okay, no, before I do this, let's see if there's some other way I can connect to Postgre. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna go to Umami. Alright, and then I'm just gonna say npm install pg. then we're gonna make a new file, save it under test, under test, test pg.js, and it's gonna be something like this, boom. Let's do that. Error. Reading matches. What? Wording peer dependency. Error. Node install PG. Bam. Should have a. Okay. We have no node modules folder here. Don't tell me it installed it somewhere else. Okay. Alright. Node test, boom. Okay, okay. So, what did we just install? Something like this. Who deads with spaces? Fight you. Alright. So, we should now have this. This shouldn't work. And this, and that. Alright. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a closure. Makes our lives a little bit easier. That in there. And what was that one-liner? Select one, just to check if it just blows up or if it does something. So if I do that, it's not permitted to log in. Okay. So PG post role is not permitted to log in. So logging in is a that doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. Okay, let's look at properties. Can I? Okay, can log in. I guess we have to do that. Save. Okay. Is that all? Is that all it needed? MyDB does not exist. Okay, so this user now exists, and it seems like we can connect. So I'm assuming the connection string is correct. We don't have a database yet. So we need to create a database, which maybe we can do from here. So if I say create database, Umami, save, and then here I say Umami, and boom. Okay. Something has happened. Can I disconnect the client so we're not kind of frozen in this weird limbo state? Where is our node? Nope. We have so many things open already. It's a disaster. Okay, that's other random stuff. Nope, more random stuff. Node, PG, how to close connection. PG connect, client, client connect, client connect. I forgot to call it done. Where is it calling done? Where's the done come from? No. That's not documentation. Okay, it's moved. Alright, connect, client end, okay. So if I do this, kill this, rerun it. Okay. Okay, so that's a good step forward. So, now we change this to Umami. Umami. And maybe we can proceed with the installation. So, npm pnpm, Jesus, pnpm build. You see, half an hour in, and we've done one line of config, and we've gone to the next step of the installation. Why? Why? And errors. Prisma migrate command failed. Prisma migrate deploy. What the heck? All right. Database URL is defined. Okay, let's see which of these things are okay. Like which of these things happened. So database connection, blah blah blah. Error: can't reach database server at localhost. But we can reach it from 5432 localhost. PostgreSQL 5432. It worked from Node. Typically means that the application attempt to connect cannot database running on localhost port. Here the common applications for database server not running. No, we know it's running because we can do it from here. SQL show tables. So if I do show tables and I run that, error. Configuration parameter, unrecognized configuration parameter, unrecognized configuration. Show tables, Postgres. Show tables, Postgres. I think it has a different SQL syntax. So we should be able to just do select asterisk from information schema tables. I just want something that's actually depends on the, okay. All right, okay. That shows us that Umami created a bunch of stuff. Okay, so something happened here. Variables load, environment variables load, can't reach database server at. Okay, so that's bollocks. Because it literally created a bunch of tables and such. So it could reach it, created the tables, and then somehow didn't. Okay. Nope. Okay. So, command failed. Use my to get database remotely and install it. Which browser are you using? How are you deploying the application for database? MySQL? No, it's not MySQL, it's Postgre. Migration failed to apply. There's no migration. Why is it talking about MySQL when we were using Postgres? Can't reach database server. Okay. Umami Postgres can't reach database server. Can I just do that? Thank you. It's not custom. I'm literally just running the installation script. No, it's a clean install. I literally installed Postgres for this. There was one of the options. Ooh, okay. I'm glad I brought you along, man. You're helping me out left, right, and center today. Not only are you good at shooting me in the head and reviving me and then killing other people, you also kills database bugs. That's great. Let's see. So you're saying I didn't check enough privileges here. It's just double clicking the user login. It was one of the options of config press for the role you created. Create roles. Is it trying to do one of those? I mean, can initiate streaming application backups. I mean, I can give it those privileges. I don't think it should need those. I also don't know what Prisma generate does. Check to be exited with 1. If I search for this directly. Like, I'm getting results for Umami, so this is not an uncommon error. Today's Umami update with the PostgreData database is not working. Same with MySQL's database subservice, not at all. Shove this command to be exited, visit. Very simply tries to connect to the database. Did you change your database URL at all? No. Everything works perfectly. We only have a problem with some Synology servers in the 20 plus series. This is smooth on all NAS servers with the exception of 20 plus. Okay, that's not true. Also, this is from 2022. I have no control of the database URL environment. It is automatically set by the system, even the put values, but it starts with MySQL 2 constant in MySQL, which verifies the existence of the database. I don't really want to debug whatever CheckDB is. Like, where is this CheckDB thing? Prisma migrations generated. DB data migrations scripts. Okay, so this CheckDB is here. Min version 9.4 should be fine with that. Database URLs. So the error that happens, please make sure variables load from end. Error P1 check connection. Error database up to date. Deploy. Node script check DB. Database URL is defined. So what does it do? Skip check base check. Prisma. Chuck success. So this is database is defined. Okay, that's that check. Database version check successful. Okay. And then the next one is apply migration. There is no migration. Environment loaded from if blah else error can't reach database server. So it's happening on this step. Prisma, why is it? All right, Umami skip database migration. I don't. It's a brand new install. So why does it do it? Oh, maybe because it's not a brand new install. Force fresh build. Maybe because everything already exists, it's trying to migrate. Okay, so let's try adding that. If I do this and now run it, where do we get to? Partial load, can login option. Sorry, that was what the can login. If it's reaching max number of connection. But there's nothing connected. If the max number is 0, then we have a problem. Unless it itself, okay. Okay, so it was migration, but it still doesn't explain why the first time it failed as well. But maybe it was a different error. And I just reran it, and then I was getting this error. Yeah, no, wait, that's before. Yeah, it was still that error. I don't know why it's on the first build, it already had that error. But now it's not getting that error. Now we're getting a warning. When we detect multiple log files, select the directory of package log.json as the root directory. No. That's not the root. Uh-oh. I hope it's not gonna write into the root of my my global Git root where all my projects are. Again, why would the Umami setup not be configured correctly in that regard? I'm just gonna push forward and hope for the best, because that's the way to do it, right? That's the Arc Raider's way. If all else fails, we'll just wipe it and start over. So, pn pm start. Cross fingers. Warning, that's changed workspace root, but it may not be correct. It is not correct. Just reasons for the warning. Multiple log files in your project contain more than one package log file, or pn yarn lock or yarn. Next.js might pick one that isn't the intended root if you're. Okay, how do I fix it? Umami. Like, that's the problem with using a large code base written by somebody else. Like, if I write the code, I can say, oh, I added a thing, now the error happens, I know what I've added, I look there for the error. Here, I don't know. I didn't know they're using Next.js. You know, what are they using Next.js? Okay, well, who cares? But, like, where is that code? I don't know. It's not telling me anything about that here. It's super dangerous, right? It might be overwriting stuff from other things, right? Like, that's the one it should be using. Maybe if I delete the one in the root, I don't think I need them. Nobody should be locking here. Why wouldn't it be using this one? Like, it must have an internal preference for this one. Next start does not work with output standalone configuration. Use node instead. Next start does not work with output standalone. I don't know what that means. Okay, how do I create a user then? All right, so maybe that's coming next here. So start. Okay, yeah. Install. So we have it running. Quick start. Login. We'll default chief administrator account with user admin password Umami. Okay, so let's try that one. Admin Umami. Fail to exit JSON on response. Unexpected end of JSON input. Invalid find unique invocation. Public.user does not exist in the current database. Okay, so that's all not great. For a from scratch fresh install, we shouldn't be having missing tables already. It could be that it didn't manage to set everything up all the way. So, the table public.user. Can I, if I kill this, and can I just delete all of these? How? PG admin, how to delete table. I don't want to run drop table. I just want to click on a table and say delete. PG admin. In PG admin, how do I delete the table? Expand the tables node. Casts, catalogs, extensions, languages, publications. Where's the what? Expand the schema containing public. Drop cascade, drop. How about I drop this and then I create database Umami and I do this, right? And then I'll do npm build. And the migration is off. We know we can connect to the database. We did so earlier. Oh. Okay, this didn't work earlier. Okay, that's a good sign. No spurious warnings. Okay. It's skipping some things here, but that's okay. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Why did this not work before? I don't know. Very odd. I'm realizing I should have gone to the bathroom before the stream. Wait, didn't you say you were supposed to do dinner with your significant other? I don't want to get you in trouble, man. Okay, that looks successful. Let's run a start. Next start does not work with output standalone configuration. That's a weird message. What does this mean? Some problems. After updating warning when running the app, the warning itself is clear on what to do. But I find no info what changed here between version 12 and 13. The warning comes after first. Okay, so it's a version thing. Nothing changed, but a warning was added so that users are aware. So this is correct summary of the exploit. Will automatically only include the needed files cut for burning. So yes, I don't know. The sound speed's okay. Okay. Is it running? Okay. Umami. No. Admin. Umami. Failed to execute JSON response unexpected. Prisma user authentication public user does not exist in the current database. Okay, so that's the same error we had earlier. So that's not super helpful. Late response to that run is some problem, but I saved my day. Okay, what else is it trying to do? Error. Prisma client known request error. Prisma client. I'm guessing that's like their connection library that can connect to both MySQL and Postgre and other things. That's what I'm assuming. No, this is on a brand new install. It's not something down the line. I mean, I don't know what tables need to exist. Is that bad installation? I don't even know where the list of tables are. I guess it's under schemas somewhere. Here we go, tables. In fact, no tables exist. Apparently. Tables, can I guess there's no tables? There's nothing? All of this is empty? Or am I just missing how this extension thing works? pgadmin tables is empty. But wait a second. Earlier when I ran the JavaScript, it gave me a bunch of tables. Here we go. PG catalog. Table names. Where are they? What's going on here? Can't see tables in pgadmin. Yeah. Can I? How do I see tables? Maybe it's not under schemas? So weird. Table spaces. Fuse types. Also, like, no errors, no status, no nothing, no little line that says, oh, this is an error, this isn't working. Also, why do we have transactions per second? It's probably just to update this. PG admin is sort of infamously poor software. They probably just never tested such a case. What? Cuts me to one specific one. I can't see the others in PSQL. There's a DB name in PG admin, but for some reason it still displays the 2,000 plus other databases that have nothing to do with me. I'm not seeing the tables. The create script should show me what tables have been created. No, that's just for the whole database. This is so weird. Well, we can scroll through this list and see if the one that is okay. Let me close this. The one it's complaining about is public.user. PG group. You know, there's a lot. PGS table. You know what? I can modify the script. I can just do this. Boom. If I do this, aha. And then I'll just do dot map row dot table name. If I do that, we'll get that. And then I want all of them. Dot join. Oh. All right. So the one that we're airing out on is Prisma.users. So let's see if there's something called Prisma and or users. There's a whole bunch of PG underscore schema. In fact, I'm not even sure that these are. Yeah, they're not. Okay, one second. These are all tables. They're not just the tables in the database that I'm connected to, I guess, which is kind of bizarre. Why is it only? Oh, because this was table in here. Table catalog. Okay, so we want select where, let's make this a little bit SQL friendly, where table catalog equals Umami. Right. Base table, we have base table, we have view. I'm guessing we want everything base table. And base table, table type equals base table. I'm gonna have to remember my skip debug migration. I don't think so, because I do want to skip migration. Column Umami does not exist. What? Column Umami does not exist. What are you talking about? I'm not looking for a column Umami. If I run this, 1 second. If I go back, this worked. Before, now it doesn't anymore? Column Umami does not exist. You're full of it. It totally exists. It's right there. It's literally right there. SQL where equals value. Where condition. Yeah, it's there's nothing wrong with that. Do I have to use single quotes? Seriously? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. So, single quote. Okay. Base table. Table type. Okay. So now we want to get table name out of that. I think. Okay. Now here I'm seeing a bunch of prefix stuff. I don't see prison and I don't see user. Let's see, Umami. What tables are created during build? Like, it doesn't create any of these. Umami does not create correct tables during build. Soft lock. That's not what we want to hear. Alright, let's go back to the installation. Installation. Is there no more thorough installation from source? That's what I'm doing. Right. So we have Postgre installed. I am boiling here. Should switch on the fan. Starting with Docker. If I start with Docker, I have to switch WSL2, which is going to be a pain in the butt. Alright, this is obviously not working just like that. So, if I go to here, and I go to issues, crash your own theme and lang, checking this out. Okay, so, Umami installation failure. You have to do data issues, permission problems. Nope. In fact, now this reinstallation, it pretended everything was perfectly fine. And it didn't even say that there was a problem. It pretended there wasn't. And this is a completely different error that we had earlier. Umami, reset and rebuild. Yeah, maybe we want to go to a third-party installation thing. I could also try with MariaDB if it supports that. I'm pretty sure I have that running somewhere. Running as a service. Yeah, it doesn't. It just the Umami install fails. Like, it just fails. It just doesn't do the thing it's saying it's doing, and it's not giving any errors. So, should I just paste the whole thing into ChatGPT? Where did I run the thing? npm build, here we go. I don't think there's any information here that's gonna be problematic. So, I'm gonna copy that, and I'm just gonna dump it into ChatGPT and see what it says. I am trying to install Umami from scratch and am getting this error. What's wrong and how can I fix it for local testing? Let's see. Let's see what ChatGPT says. It's thinking. Let's see what that looks like. It's thinking longer. You need to run pnpm db _bush. push. There's no, it's not migration, it's a brand new install. Installation not being migrated. The user has a Prisma error when trying to run. There's no migration. Migration didn't run in it's the interesting thing about it, it's running in the same circles that I'm running in. And that's always been my critique of AI, is that it's worse than a person that is good at the subject and good at Googling and good at reading online posts. So it's never going to be able to help me because I'm very good at those things. So whenever I'm struggling, the only time I look to AI is when I'm struggling, and it's worse than me at that stuff. And it's kind of doing the same things here. Now you'd think it'll be able to do it more thoroughly. You know, read all the articles about it and stuff. Steps could create tables in the admin user, however, the logs show that the build succeeded, yet Prisma can't find the table. Okay, so it's still going in circles. This is probably super tiny for you guys. Sorry about that. Whoa. So this is apparently what ChatGPT currently is doing before it's answering. And it's doing a bunch of web searches. It's basically repeating everything I've just done. But it's not very good at narrowing things down. Like, it's doing more than what I did, because I think I'm pretty good at saying, okay, this is not going to be useful. The problem is, nothing seems to be useful. Since we're unsure about the packaging used, okay, sure, it's running, but the database schema was never created, so it's freaking out. This bit, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're not telling me anything new. First check DB only prints, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Migrate deploy complaints with the schema not being empty. Just drop the recreate the DB for just and run it again. Wait. This will apply all existing migration files to the database. Okay. There is no migration. It's a brand new test. Brand new local test install. I've already wiped the DB and rerun the build script, and this is the result of that. Given that I have no issues to start over, what should I do to make it work correctly? I don't really want to patch up a partial setup. I'd rather fix the underlying issue so I can run the from scratch install as designed. Let's see what it says to that. Existing setup. In your existing setup, pnpm dlx prisma db push. I mean, we can try this, obviously. If we're happy to, whoops. Nope. If we're happy to start over. Let's see what this says. Can't reach database. Now it says can't reach database. But it can. So, by the way, does some stuff, then results in a P101 can't reach database error while testing the same connection string in a node. JS script works just so it should be able to connect from WSL. Except now it's doing its long thinking, so it could be like another minute before I can even interject. What's it? Is that what it's reading right now? Adjusting for word limit. Jeez. So okay, so we've run the. I wish I could just send it like this while it's doing its thinking. I don't necessarily want it to stop the thinking. Can I just do this? For from scratch install, this is why your database is still empty even though the build succeeded. Okay, so that's useful at least. Was revoked shortly after release because the build migration system was broken. Ah, never runs the Prisma migration with 0 tables. Build that matches exactly where how to fix it properly, not patch it. Check out the fixed patch tag. Run or jump to a stable miner or latest 3.x. So I literally just installed latest. What the hell? It's already bugged. Are you kidding me? Let's have a quick look at, I guess, package. So it's 3.00. What version exists? Are there releases? No. Why is 3.00 the latest here? Do I need to look at branches, tags? There's nothing higher than 3.00. It's not an upgrade. Fresh install. I had no errors. So that doesn't seem to be correct. Prisma uses its own Rust engine, and that binary does not understand those as localhost pass-through hacks. Oh my god. Hey Poochie. Okay. We need to use our Windows host IP, which is this, I believe. Well, I mean, at least that's useful. I didn't know it was running through Rust. I didn't even know I had Rust installed on WSL. So if I run this again now, is that gonna just work? Nope. If I do that here, is that gonna work? No. Wait. Intel Ethernet. Ah, wait, that could be the other. I have a second Ethernet controller, so that's maybe why this doesn't work. No, wait, the 10 gigabit is here. No, that's my regular Ethernet. It should be listening on that. Let's see, if I connect to, if I look at the server, say properties, Windows, edit, file. Let me see, Postgres only listening on local host, not local IP. Can I get it to work for the local IP address? Following the conf allows blah 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 to have privileged login but rejects others. Database. cannot get this into anything but localhost. I'm not installed version 9.5 and the version 10 at the end. Okay. Postgres on WSL via Rust. I don't want to install it in WSL. I want to connect to the database. So if I do IP add in WSL here, which one is my local LAN? It's this one, right? So it should work 192.168.1.178. Let's just check that that IP actually works. Yeah, so that IP goes through to the server. So why? No encryption, no for host, no HP. Okay. So we do need to look at that. Annoyingly. PGM, HB. Okay, so where's that? Where is boom? Virus installation? Yes, I assume. But where is it? Where should it be? Store. Web runtime. HB. I'm not seeing it. HB. HB. Postgres. Ah, no, that's PG admin. Okay, wait, maybe it's here. Version and data. Okay. And okay. So I'm guessing we want to clone basically this and then add that IP in there. Like that. Right? And then services should be somewhere. And then I should be able to just restart that. Okay. Now if I go to PG admin and I say registered. Well, let's see what happens if I run the script now. Okay, that works again. So maybe that works again as well. Nope. That still doesn't work. Did I just close the ChatGPT window? I got too much stuff. Nope. I thought I had my ChatGPT window here somewhere. Don't do that. Here it is. Okay, so where are we at now? Why could we have something about? Okay, this fixed. One of these will work. On server, no one is reachable via or automatically as. Instead of that, Windows host is reachable via resolve conf. Oh. No. Host.docker? No, that's not true. If Eric's network is not integrated, Windows IP. Host.docker.internal. Ping host.docker.internal. It does a thing. That's interesting. Host.docker.internal. I'm wondering if that's dependent on Docker being installed, because I mean it's working, but I'm not sure why. Okay. So if I use that in here, boom. Yeah, stop that. And then we'll do that again. No. No. No, 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 no. PostgreSQL. / user pass umami schema equals public. Schema equals public. Like, where's this random thing coming from? What does it do? Why is it there? Okay. If it fails. Okay. I guess we could try that, but I don't think that should work. It doesn't make sense to me that because that's the name server. That's not... Because it might not be pointing at... I guess it's supposed to point at the computer as the main name server, but it might also be just pointing at the name server. Yeah, you see, that doesn't work. I was hoping to avoid this. But I guess that's an option. The question is, will it even be able to run? Because that port is probably taking all that. So if I stop this service... Let's see how long that takes. I probably won't be able to stream too much longer because people are here and I also need to the bathroom, I'll be honest. Okay. Is not a symbolic link. Is that a problem? Is that a warning? Is that a message? What does that mean? Okay. Sudo service Postgres. So I'm gonna put this somewhere to remind myself that this is a thing that I'm doing. In fact, I'm gonna put it in a comment inside the test script file. Okay, so that's supposedly starting it. Now that's 14. I think the Windows one was like 16 or something. I don't know. Can we go back to using localhost? Like if I do this now, oops. Okay, I think that means it's connecting. Okay. Create a database. Okay, how do I create the user? Okay, it's recommending I just use the... So what if I do get rid of that, and then we'll just say Postgres. I mean, that's fine for our local testing, right? So it's using this user. Wait, what? Create Postgres sudo-u. This feels dodgy. Let's restart pgadmin and see if we can connect to the WSL Postgres. Could not flush dirty data. Function not implemented. Ooh. Now that's for the Windows one, which, no. So it doesn't seem to see... It doesn't seem to see the one. Please enter password, no. WSL. Servers. Connection. Localhost. Save. Why does it take so long to save? Connection server port failed. No password. Now, this one seems to be able to connect. This command seems to freeze, and I also cannot connect to the WSL install of post, as with pgadmin from Windows. And this is what it usually happens. So now the original thing didn't work. Now I'm trying a thing, that doesn't work. I'm trying a thing to fix that, that doesn't work. And I'm going more and more levels down. And instead of fixing the original thing, I'm now fixing something that might not be related at all to my problems. Five, four, 5432. 5432, yeah. This should be next to the host. The user should be above the database. If you show online but you still can't connect, then check if the server is even listening. I had these results. The server still won't start. Oh my god, all this stuff. Fix the WSL poster server. Let's go and fix. No. I need to paste that. Can I just paste that, please? Okay, what does it want me to fix there? Listen address equals fine. Change listen address equals. Alright, so listen address equals listen address. Can I page down? Seems I can. Holy moly, where the hell is listen address? Why wouldn't that be high up in the file? Are you kidding me? Port. Defaults to localhost. Okay. Alright. And then this one. What do I do here? Host all. Add at the bottom. Oh my god. Okay. Restart. Error invalid line, blah blah blah. Host all. No Postgres cluster exists, cman. Your instructions gave this result. And round we go. In the meantime, he spat out 10 more pages of stuff for me to try. I'm not gonna go through all of these things. Oh my god, I'm on WSL1. I'm on WSL1 since WSL2 is abysmal file performance and is impossible to use. Stop. We're 10 levels deep. I originally installed Postgres on Windows for these reasons. I need a quick install of Umami to test it out. I'm 2 hours into debugging obscure WSL issues that do not concern, as this will ultimately run elsewhere. I just want to validate Umami in a local environment quickly. So let's stop creating more problems and just get Umami in WSL1 running now. Oops. Now, can I fix these things quickly? Because my fingers type letters out of order all the time. And I don't want to insult ChatGPT with my terrible typing. So all of this I've already done. Yeah, this is where we started from originally. The name server line points at my name server, not my Windows machine. So what does it want from me? Alright, got it. You go fast, test not fixing it. Strange. Must is it? More debugging on the fast works to use Windows. Like it just doesn't work. Actual Windows IP seen from WSL. First WSL has 2 reliable blah blah blah. Method A, try this first. Okay, so we want to try 127 blah blah blah. 127.0.0.1. Let's test that. Scram server. Okay, wait. We need to first stop this process. 1 sec. Oh, we need to get rid of the Postgres install now, as it is blocking the port. That's not what I just copied. Okay. So now we should be able to go to... Yes. So now we want to restart this. And now, hopefully, pgadmin... Is that gonna work again? Okay. 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 So that's working again. So now let's test the Node.js script again. Nope. Client password must be a string. Okay, because we changed this before. Okay, so that's working again. Now we want to test the other command again. Wait. Method A. This is always special gateway. Wait, what? Method A works. Use blah 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 blah. Okay. So if I want to use that, and we run this. This was a good test, I think, to see if it could connect. And we'll change it in the connection string here. 127.0.0.1 colon blah. Alright, so first item does not seem to work. Alright, first item. Second item. It will just work. If you just say it often enough, it's true. That should be almost works. Use special WSL gateway IP. Okay, so instead of that, we want to try 192.168.0.1. Nope. 1.1. Nope. So option B doesn't work. Yep. Absolutely guaranteed blah blah blah. I've already tried all three. Right. I don't know what you're saying. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. No, I just want to stop. All three IP methods did not work. 192.168.0.1 and 1.1 also do not work in node.js, while the others do work there. Why the hell is Rust broken like that? God damn it. So what's it blabbering about? No, I just wanted to stop. You are going circles again over stuff we already settled. I still cannot get it to connect to the Windows Postgres install from WSL, even though a Node.js script works perfectly. Why can you not solve this issue? This should be trivial. Alright, Rust WSL fails to connect to localhost. Except this magical internal IP address doesn't seem to work. Hostname capital I. 1, 2. What is this? Comes back with a ping. I have a suspicion it's not gonna work though. Nope. No entry. That's weird. That's very strange. It's like it's finding a server, but the server says the user doesn't exist. What? Okay. What was the other IP address that hostname-I returned? I mean, that's the one we also tried earlier, and that's my actual proper IP address. So that one should work in Node.js at least. But it doesn't seem to work with whatever freaking Rust bullshit it's doing. Ah, wait. We haven't actually put that IP there. But I'm pretty sure that's what we tried earlier. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see if ChatGPT is writing pages of garbage again. Trivial connect to Postgres. What it's actually doing from everything you've told me. Can connect to Postgres or Windows with the same connection string. No. Yeah. Cannot. And gives you P1 can't reach database. We tried multiple post IP address. Blah blah blah. Problem is not your Postgres part of the connection string syntax. Basic is WSL networking. The problem is specific Linux query engine binary running on a Jesus Christ. Don't share the same network runtime internals. No, use libvirt on top. Yeah. Bruce uses his own Rust engines, normal Linux, blah blah blah. It can be weird. Oh, fuck off. Can't change that binary or your kernel from here, so I can't give you the one magic flag. Oh. Now it's just being obstinate. Like, huh? Like, I don't want to install Umami on Windows. Because that isn't on Windows. It's just use Postgres that isn't on Windows. But it's just a normal TCP host or WSL local host on the Windows side. It's been on a cheap test host cloud, blah blah blah, whatever. Put it in your in the cloud. Jesus Christ. I mean, I could install Postgres on another laptop. Like, I could install it on my Mac. Maybe. It's gonna log in. What? Let's see if that works. Okay. Let's try this. Install Postgres on Mac OS. What is this? No. Alright, if I go here, download installer. Yeah, sure, whatever. Linux, Mac OS. Okay. So if I install it here, how to install it? How? Oh my god, macOS, why are you so obstinate? How to install a DMG file on macOS. Downloaded the file. How do I install it? I think I have to do some stupid draggy thing somewhere. It's so idiotic. How install an app file? No. Where the heck? Where is it? Oh, Jesus Christ. Can I just see the location? Okay, DMG file. Can I install it? Okay, open the file. Double click on the DMG file. Okay, that's kind of where I'm at. It's double clicked. Okay, now it's open. Click and drag from the window directly to your applications folder icon with within the same window. What? Drag to applications. There is no applications folder. Drag to applications. macOS, applications folder is missing. What? Drag it from its current location to your downloads into the applications folder. Alright, we're in downloads. Where's applications? Where's the applications? Mac OS. Where is the applications folder? Go to. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, I need a new Finder window. Finder. Can I get a few? Can I get a new window? Go to applications. And now I want to go view. Can I create a new Finder window somehow? Thank you. Holy moly. Alright. Now I gotta find downloads again. And now I should be able to. Can I sort it by date? Is there a date sorting? Alright, and now I can drag that over here. Nope. Nope. Command Z. Control Z. Command Z. This, can I install that? Is that installing it? Holy moly. Yes, I want to open it. Just run it. I want to install it. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is any easier. Like, how did Mac manage to screw up the graphical installer process that I can't press a button to install a thing? Finally, holy moly. Just get on with it. Alright, let's see if that works. And then I need to find out the IP address of this thing as well. Mac OS, find local IP. Apple menu system settings. Apple menu. What do you mean my network seems slow? My Mac seems kind of slow. System settings. You're on a local gigabit network. You're literally the only machines on this network. It's ridiculous. All right. Select network choose. I'm literally using the touchpad on the laptop because this is ridiculous. Okay. Settings. Select network, then choose your connection. And then what? Network settings. Click details. There's no details. There's network settings. I get an IP6 Wi-Fi address, but no IPv4 Wi-Fi address. Wi-Fi Ethernet. Click these buttons. Current network connection. Local IPv4. Jesus Christ! It only gives me IP6. Alright, I'm going to open a terminal because screw you, macOS. You are idiotic. Just have the IP address shown in a freaking network info window. Like, oh man. Why is the computer no longer available? What's happened? It's right there. It's right there. What do you mean it's no longer available? Data errors codes JSON. What are you talking about? Please check your internet connection. It's going crazy. Can I just... How do I quit? It's frozen trying to close Parsec. Are you kidding me? What is the Mac doing? Is there some sort of process explorer or something? Mac OS Process Explorer. So there's some sort of activity monitor. Activity monitor app, .app, because it needs to have a .app after the name of an activity. Why is Max? So kernel task is currently 12% CPU. Why? Parsec not responsive. Yeah, I'd like to kill it. Can we kill it? Sorry, this is turning into a rage stream with you not seeing what I'm doing. How to kill process on Mac OS. I am a Mac OS noob. I don't like it. It doesn't work properly. It's garbage. Nothing works properly. Windows is terrible, but Mac OS is completely useless. What? Little? Choose one of the following options. Click the X in the upper left corner. There's no X, but can I do it? There's an X button here. Force quit. Can I do that? You have forced... Okay. Can I restart it now? I don't know why it got frozen. I also don't know why kernel task is using 11%. Mac OS kernel task on. Why is kernel task on? Chassis temperature? No, it's sitting right there in front of a fan. Are you kidding me? I literally just started using it. What are you talking? Oh my god, this is garbage. No, prove my ass. What heat? I installed Postgres. God damn it. Is Parsec even starting up? Parsec doesn't seem to be starting up. The whole can't open the application because it's not responding. I killed it. It shouldn't be running. What do you mean not responding? How can an application that isn't running not be responding? Energy impact. No, I want to see CPU usage, not energy impact. What are you talking about? It's switched to energy for some reason. Windows Server. Why is that? Can I kill that? Is that gonna restart everything? It logged me out somehow. I barely use this laptop for anything, and even that it can't handle. It's ridiculous. Alright, FS Events D is now 104% CPU usage. Okay, I guess I killed the core process or something. Didn't like that. Fair enough. Oh, the Postgres setup wizard is starting again. That's new. Let's see if it'll run through this time. What upgrade? No, I'm not trying to upgrade. Kernel task is still at 30% CPU. I'm gonna restart the Mac, and I'm probably gonna end the stream here now because it's super frustrating. Yeah, abort that. There's nothing good that can come out of this garbage. And this is not entertaining for you guys, I imagine. This is just me yelling at the clouds. Old man yelling at clouds. I might... I don't want to install it on Windows. I imagine Umami exists as a thing. I need to install it in a way that I can test it out. Like, in the Linux environment that it's going to be in. And WSL is just my test environment. Now, I could start up WSL too. I could run it in a Docker. I might have to run it in a Docker and see if that works. I think I can run WSL1 and WSL2. So I could run it in WSL2 while I use it from WSL1. I'll definitely, I don't know why the laptop is not restarting. I don't know why it's just sitting there on the login screen after I killed so much stuff. Can I just shut it, the whole thing down? I might try this, but not today. I'm a little frustrated, I'll be honest. Let us close some of these things. I'm not even gonna be mad at ChatGPT because frankly, yeah, this is not a... I acknowledge that my requirements aren't easiest, you know, I'm still using WS1 and so on. But the fact that Rust just can't connect to localhost, like, that's such a weird thing. Like, that's something you'd think they'd fix, to be honest. Like, I think there's enough users of WSL1 to warrant something like that. So that's a little frustrating, if I'm honest. Well, all in all, I think I learned a few things. I might even run it on MySQL instead, because maybe I can run MySQL inside WSL1, because only Postgres seems to have that issue. So maybe I'll try that. That's a thing we can try. But I probably won't work with this, do this again on stream, because this sysadmin installation stuff is frustrating to watch, I think. And you're not gonna learn anything from me doing stuff for the first time that I don't fully understand. You know, I've not used Umami before. I haven't touched Postgres in probably more than 15 years. And this was all prior to WSL. Back then I used to run everything under Windows. Even my servers were Windows, so it's a different situation. Yeah. Anyway, those are the options. I'll look into those again another time. Thanks for watching. And in the meantime, thanks for hanging out. And SamD2660, thanks for stopping by and for the advice and help. And for the res earlier. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.